Hi, welcome to In the Kitchen with Galavante. I'm Christine Drinan, your host and the founder of Galavante, a travel and lifestyle company. Today, we are making pasta, but it is not inspired by Italy, even though this is Italian tagliolini. Instead, it is inspired by Afghanistan. Many of you know that we have a charitable foundation at Galavante, and one of the projects we have done is we have helped fund Afghan women continue their graduate school education. And Afghanistan became really dear to me when I went there for the first time in 2019. I put on my lapis necklace that I got in Kabul because lapis is one of the semi-precious stones that is all over Afghanistan, as well as pistachios are all over Afghanistan. They have the most beautiful marble in Afghanistan. One of the other things that is really amazing in Afghanistan is their saffron. Today we're gonna make pasta. We're gonna make saffron pasta, and then I'm gonna put a little surprise on top for you. When I am cooking with an ingredient as delicate as saffron, I like to use fine noodles. And so I have some Italian tagliolini here. You need some grated cheese. And the thing with this cheese is that it has to be super finely grated. You do not want your Parmesan cheese shredded because it's the grate that's actually going to give you the perfect consistency for your sauce. You're also going to need 2 ice cubes, which I actually have in my molcajete here chilling out, and you're going to need a bowl. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm not going to show you how to boil noodles because there's nothing less interesting than boiling noodles. But what I will say is that you want to salt your water like it is the sea. And the reason why is because you're not going to add any salt to this dish other than the salt that's used to boil the noodles. So while your noodles are boiling away for 5 to 6 minutes, you'll notice here that I broke out my molcajete. I know, we're talking about Afghanistan, we're not talking about Mexico, but the thing on the molcajete is that it is the perfect tool to be able to ground saffron. I know a lot of people tell you to use the threads of saffron. I will tell you right now, that is just wasting your saffron. I like to ground my saffron very fine. First thing I'm gonna do is I have 2 ice cubes that are melting here. In part of the molcajete that's actually dry, I am going to add a bunch of the threads here, actually, of the saffron, because I have a lot of pasta that I'm making. We're going to ground it into a really, really fine, almost dust. This technique, instead of just using your threads of saffron, is going to give you the most intense color. And that is actually the point of saffron, is that beautiful, golden, almost orange, yellow color that is going to look really nice on your plate. And we're not going to actually drain the pasta. Instead, we're going to keep it in the water, and then we're going to transfer it over to this bowl. I forgot to tell you that you also need cold salted butter for this recipe. Because I mean, if you don't have olive oil, I am going to put about 3 tablespoons of butter into the hot noodles so they don't stick. You give that a nice big swirl until all of the butter is melted. You're going to pour this ice cube saffron ground up mixture into your pasta. Now this is where I'm going to add the rest of the butter. You're essentially going to put a stick of butter into your saffron sauce, and then you're going to add some Parmesan cheese to thicken it. And from there, you're going to continue to add some of this pasta water until you get the perfect consistency of beautiful, not too thick, not too thin sauce. And I'm going to take my tongs that I use to fish my noodles out of the pasta water, and I'm going to give it a nice stir. And it's going to make the noodles glassy, the sauce is going to start to thicken, and you are going to have absolute saffron pasta perfection. Oh my gosh, look at this. This sauce, it's perfection. And then I told you I had a special ingredient. You can do this with or without, but I seared some bay scallops a little bit earlier. You can check out our video on Galavante for how to sear perfect scallops, whether they're bay scallops or sea scallops or whatever type of scallops float your boat. But I'm going to put these right on top. And here we are. We have the perfect saffron pasta with seared bay scallops. But the true test is, how does this taste? This is one of I think the best pastas I've ever made. Thank you so much for joining us here today at In the Kitchen with Galavante, and we'll look forward to cooking the next recipe inspired by the world with you.